but it would have blown up in your face. I mean, I was in here and heard him calling you back to back. That alarm ringtone sound that you have was so fitting.
Yeah, I know.
So
It was
fitting.
like, save me, someone, quickly.
Exactly. So I mean,
Um,
I just wanted to come on here and say, please don't beat yourself up. You seem like an amazing person, and you have a ton of us that have followed and will continue to follow your journey. And I have a lot of, tell him to block Nick. Oh, the actual Nick.Harris account.
yeah, I
Mm,
blocked him on like he is no longer in well, he's definitely not a moderator, but I think he's blocked too. But I don't
I
even
think
know.
there's a lot of people saying, like, that are adding the Nick.Harris account, like his main account. Um, let's see. Somebody said he's here right now. He's in your chat. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are saying that he is in here on his main account.
He's in here right now.
That's what everybody's saying.
So what is?
Um,
Hold on, let me.
his main account is Nick.Harris. And to anybody who's saying that he's
Can't find a
stupid,
pen. Why I need a pen?
this is not Jeff's. Nick is a grown man that needs to take responsibility and accountability for his own actions. And
There we go.
the fact that everybody was willing and able, you know what I mean, to protect Jeff from literally something that could have been so detrimental to his whole entire existence. Like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that, like, I saw Evil T was in here. I know Meddling Morgan was in here earlier. Like, there are so many people. We just want to see you succeed, continue to succeed, and be able to keep your peace, and
No, I definitely appreciate that. It was funny because like I had all kinds of stuff I could have done for him, and like my only request is he's like, "Well, I can get you to 10,000 followers," and I'm like, "Well." Because I kept saying like I don't because he kept asking like what do you want from me? Do you want sex or I'm like, no, I don't. You can sleep on the couch and all this other stuff. It's not about that for me. And like if you are is because he just the problem is he's able to hide behind that whole subscription thing.
yep,
Um
sure is.
Busy does subscription only for his comments. And like I should have thought deeper about that, but I was just like and he's like, well, can I do anything for you? I'm like, well, you can help me get to 10,000 followers. And that's it. I mean, like, I don't really. And he's like, well, we can collaborate. And I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, but
Right.
again, like, it was all false prophets type thing. So it is what
Well,
it
I
is.
can guarantee I'm sure you'll end up hitting 10,000 followers in no time. And fuck what any of the negative trolls have to say. Everybody that came in here to warn you is, they're speaking facts and want to protect you. There's a lot of proof online. I'm glad that you are willing and open to hearing what everybody had to say and to protect yourself. It's so important. But yeah, so all right, well I'm gonna drop down. I see a lot of people are wanting to get up here and talk to you. But I appreciate you having me up here, honey. I did follow you, and my inbox is always open. I know that dealing with a narcissist, no matter how short of a duration, can definitely be detrimental to the mental health, for sure. We're
Okay,
all
fine.
here for you, and we love you, Jeff.
All right. Well, thank you, dear. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, honey. I'll catch you later, okay?
All right. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
All
How
right.
do I
Have a good
turn
night.
this off, though? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, join the club. I have no idea. Oh my God.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
think
dear.
I found it. Thank you, honey. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Wow, I'm so glad you listened. I'm so sorry this happened.
Yes, I'm glad I was saved from it. I mean,
Well, you gained a new follower with me.
oh,
So
yeah.
you're welcome. I can tell you're I can tell you're very kind. And I think you just wanted to be nice and do something for somebody. And fortunately, a lot of people are saying this to you, and I think that's what you need right now. But just know, we're here for you if you need us. And I'm so, so glad that you let those boxes up. That's what I was thinking when I can't remember her name, but the one who talked to you pretty thoroughly about the situation. That's all I
Yeah.
was thinking is thank goodness he opened these boxes up because Nick would never do that ever. So I literally just watched him for a few years and I was kind of wondering how long you had actually watched him for. And because the stuff that I've actually seen from him, as I said earlier, was just disgusting, disgusting behavior, especially when you've been in a narcissistic relationship. You, it's such a trigger for people like us because you see it so easily. But I'm so glad that, somebody talked to you and got the full story out there. And she was very articulate. And I'm sure Reddit will be proud of her. But
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you're upset. But can you not let a bunch of people on like at the same time with all of these boxes?
Well, every time I try to accept someone, like they go away. I just try to accept someone there and they just,
I don't know what. I don't know why it's doing that.
like it just says invitations sent.
Because it's showing that you have a lot of people waiting to talk to you, hopefully to give you encouraging words. And anybody who's upset with him, you know what? He can. Oh, thank you. I have a nice voice. Thank you. Oh, there you go. Y'all can go pick him up. You know where he's going. He's there. Go pick him up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not on you. You were just trying to be kind. You didn't know.
No, I appreciate it and thank you for your time. And again, I'm glad I got informed and
Thank you,
um,
guys.
it's just a live and learn situation. So,
Sabrina, can you give a recap of what happened for the people that just came in? Yeah, so if Jeff's okay with it.
yep. Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I guess Nick was on his way to live with or stay with Jeff for a little while. And I don't think Jeff really understood the full extent of who Nick really was as a person. And honestly, I don't. I just know what I see, and that's not healthy behavior for years, not a week, not 2 weeks, for years. So a kind soul got on here and talked to Jeff and kind of talked him out of it, thank goodness. So we're all just here right now supporting him and saying that we know he made the right decision and we're here for him if he needs us.
So I have a question for you, Jeff. So
Yes.
my question, and don't think I'm coming for you at all. The whole Nick thing, I don't know too much about him. I see him on my FYP. He looks like a hot disaster. Believe me when I tell you, he looks like a hot disaster. I don't follow his story, but from what I follow, crazy, crazy, crazy. Like we're talking like Craigslist killer crazy, right? Listen, like I'm just being honest, right? He looks crazy. He looks nuts. So you clearly have such a big heart, right? To be like, hey, I want to help this person.
Too big.
Right, right. And you know, and good thing you didn't, because who knows what would have happened. But what was that like light bulb for you to say, okay, like if you've been following him for some time, what was the light bulb for you to be like, okay, this isn't a good idea?
So it was somewhat funny because I'm closest to my sister in my life, and she became part of the live earlier, and then people were kind of like sideswiping me and trying to warn her. And my sister was like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, well, I don't think it's anything serious. Like, we can figure it out in the morning or whatever.
You would like to think that, Jeff, and you have such a big heart, but you never know. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Very Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. Very
Yes.
Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. You know what I'm saying?
She definitely. So anyway, she was getting not necessarily attacked, but just people were like pounding on her. Where people, I don't know if it was because Nick was in the room or what was going on, but then so all of a sudden I was like, I'm sitting here like thinking and seeing kind of warning flags. So I'm like, well, let me open it up and let me open boxes to people to talk. So as soon as I did that, he just freaked and he called me and he's like, I can't believe you're opening up boxes for people to talk, and these people are just going to trash me. And I'm like, oh, really? And like all at the same time, he was trying to play the victim. And
do you ever find that he gay baits? Do you find that he's gay baiting? Right? Like, that's
one thing I made perfectly clear to him is I won't go into the honesty of it all, but like, it wasn't about that at all. Like, I didn't want to, like, I don't find him attractive. Like, I was just like, he seemed like someone who was in a repeat
turmoil,
very bad situation per se. Even though, like, the more I think about it, he put himself there, and I think he's more like I've followed him for like the last 8 weeks or 10 weeks, and he showed up on my FYP and just like constantly actually showed up on it. I'm just like, either this guy is really like messed up or just needs a fresh start or something.
Well, he suffers from addiction, right? He suffers from addiction, and clearly turmoil falls in his path, right? So this is what I think about TikTok in general for a lot of people on TikTok. I feel like a lot of people that go live, and you've probably seen this with other creators, they'll come on here, they'll sell a sad story, and poor me, I need money, I need this, I need that, right? They're trying to pull at people's heartstrings to get something, when in reality, get a freaking 9 to 5. You know, anyone can make their life better. Anyone can change their situation if they want to change their situation. Yeah. If you don't want to change your situation, you're not going to. Right. If you want to stay addicted to drugs, you're going to stay addicted to drugs. You know, he lives in that life. You are trying to be kind. You're trying to be supportive. But this app will expose people for who they really are. right? And who he is a person to use other people. Who he is the person to take his downfall and put it on other people. And I truly believe, regardless what he says, I do believe he gay baits and he tries to pull off the strings of gay men, right? And that's not okay. That's not okay.
Too.
These people need to be exposed.
Hey, Summer Love, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Chad is telling me to tell Jeff. There is a Gia in your chat that they're saying is Nick, and they're asking you to block him, and then also they're telling me you need to unsubscribe from his platform so you're not charged anymore. So sorry. They wanted to let me tell you that. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. Thank you though.
Well, and I'm not going to interrupt at all either, but at the same time, Jeff, you have a beautiful heart, you have a beautiful soul, but you can't necessarily fix other people's situation. You know what I mean?
No, I know, and I guess it.
And it's hard. Like, you do have a good heart, but at the same time, like, you got to be careful, you know? And I'm not here to hate on anybody on either sides, but at the same time, like, your safety is more than valued.
And that's the thing, is safety, right?
Right.
You wouldn't have had safety if he was there. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, he literally is crazy. Like, he's the next Netflix documentary.
Right,
the next 48 hours, right?
And I don't mean to say that, but yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean, right? Like I said, I don't follow his story. I see his story come up, but the very little that I follow, I could piece together that this guy is on a downward spiral that's going to use anyone and everyone, throw his poor stories, poor me, please give me money, help me. No, my guy, help yourself.
Oh, no offense. We still go to our 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Right. I go to 9 to 5 every day too. Absolutely.
Same.
And that's what I'm saying. If we all can get up and do a 9 to 5, anybody on this app can do a 9 to 5. I saw he was a go-go dancer before, in the gay bars. Honey, go take your clothes off if you need to, right? You got to do what you got to do to support yourself. Do what you got to do. But don't beg for money. Don't beg for people for a place to stay. Don't hurt innocent people.
Well, and I've seen, like, even as a female, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen some of his lives where I'm like, oh, this is a trigger warning.
Right. And as a trans woman, I see him gay baiting the gay men. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not only like verbal abuse, but just like almost like trigger warning. You're just like, oh my gosh, like this is like, why would anybody, like we're working so hard nowadays, you know what I mean, to be who we want to be and like work our 9 to 5, and like someone on TikTok is like, oh yeah, like I'm on a train, like I'm on a bus, like.
But remember this, all these people on this app, all these people like Nick and other creators that are on here, I call it the new way of panhandling, right? This app is a new way for people to panhandle. Right. We give them the platform.
And no offense, people like Jeff are being taken advantage of in situations.
Right. But if we take away that platform, then it's gone. They don't have it anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's funny because I was warning him because I have an extensive law enforcement background. I'm gay, but I was like you're sleeping on the couch, blah blah blah. And I also have cameras throughout the outdoors and indoor of my house. And I said, these cameras aren't going to be turned off until I can trust you. They're motion activated. Not that I'd leave them alone in my house, but all at the same time, I was always like that.
You just have a good heart, Jeff. Like you really do. You really do have a good heart.
No, thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Sorry.
They're wanting Gia in the box. I'm so sorry to interrupt. They're wanting Gia in the box. Gia is she requesting?
Yeah. Well, I think Gia is him. What people are saying.
Yeah, that's what they told me. But now they're saying let her in the box. So I'm just relaying the message. I'm so sorry.
I say if it's him, let him in. Let him in. Let
Yeah.
him
Well, it's
in.
funny because I pulled up TikTok on my desktop to block or do whatever, and the first thing I pull up is him with a video saying, "Trolls convinced Jeff to change his mind after I was already got on a bus. Now I'm on the way to Maine, and now where do I go when I get there?" Which is not
That's
true.
do this.
That is not your issue.
Jeff, do
Right.
this.
I think he's
He's
going
going
to.
to what? He's going to Washington D.C. So all he has to do is take his little feet and get back on the bus in Washington D.C. to go back to Greenville. So it's not like he's being.
Jeff, let this Gia person in. Let's see what they have to say. Because there's many of us in these boxes.
My God, why?
Let's do the chat and go with the
All right,
chat.
hold
Let's
on,
let
let me-
Gia in.
So you guys are going to help me with this.
Oh,
right?
100%.
We're here
Let
for you,
Gia,
Jeff.
AKA,
All right,
let's
let me
go.
see where.
And then I think Evil Teapot wants to come in as well. I think
Oh,
Evil
I'll let-
Teapot wants to come in as
I'll
well.
let-
They're telling me.
I
Oh,
say
yeah.
we
Actually,
still
she's
Oh, here she
saved me.
is.
She's the one who saved me from all this.
we got
Here
you.
she is.
My
Yes,
girl.
ma'am.
Let's let Gia, AKA Nick, in.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
get
she's
it.
here to spill the tea.
We
Yep,
got
let's
to
go.
Gia, so is Gia going by a different name? Like I can't.
It's like a flower pitcher, I think she has.
AKA he.
Yeah, right there. You see that? She just-
Oh, I see
Yeah,
it. Okay, hold on. Gia.
Let's go. Hey, Gia.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Oh, Gia's
Yes.
not Nick. Hello, Gia.
Okay, so I'm just here to say hello to Jeff and to prove a point that these trolls got in your head, Jeff. Because the whole time they're telling you that I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Like Nick has a lot of
boy.
like drug issues, and he told you he was open with you on what
Yes, he
his
was.
issues were. You didn't even give him a chance. It's kind of
I
sad.
gave him.
Just my opinion. It's not my
Yeah.
life. It's your life,
Gia,
right?
go get your
Gia?
man. Gia,
Gia,
go get
real
your
quick.
man. He's free.
Gia,
Do you
would
have
you let Nick stay with
do you
you?
have a couch that you could let Nick sleep on since you want to protect
I'm
him
in
so
Canada,
much?
sweetheart. He won't.
I am
come
too.
here.
Well,
I am
He
too.
won't
wanna let him
come
on
here.
your
So what do you want
couch,
me to do? I
Gia.
called
You know
why
in
he
to
won't
speak to
come here?
Jeff
Let
to
him
prove
go
a
on
You know
your
why
point
he
couch,
that
won't
girl.
come
trolls.
here?
And
Let's
another thing, can I
go.
just make one more point before you
Let's
guys
go.
continue to talk? I was let into the box, so when I'm done speaking, then you can speak.
Oh,
Let's
honey,
all
that's
be
not how we
adults,
do it here,
okay?
sister.
Okay,
Nick
That's not how we do
Jr.
it here, Gia. So first of all, Gia, if you want to let him on your couch, Gia, and you want to potentially get killed, that's up to you, sister. What you will not do is you will not come in this box,
Jeff,
and you will
let
not
them
talk
get
down
into
to
your head.
anyone up in
I'm
this
just
Jeff
box.
said
disappointed,
no
man.
on
So
his
you are going to
couch.
Especially
silence yourself
knowing that
because we
you're
don't
a
care what you
cop.
got to say.
Why didn't you run
Gia.
his name? Why
Girl,
didn't
what
you
is
run
your
his
name,
name?
sister?
Here's
You
the
let him be on
question,
your
though.
couch, girl.
My question
here's-
is, if you're in law enforcement, why didn't you run Nick's name and find out all these things that these trolls are telling you?
Trolls. Clearly, they're not
These
trolls,
trolls.
Gia, because
We're
Let
not
him
trolls.
it's
answer.
like on the internet.
Answer, Jeff.
Jeff,
You're in
it's
law
okay. You don't
enforcement.
have
Why
to
wouldn't
answer.
you do a background check?
Gia.
Why would
Gia,
you
why
let a
don't you do
complete
your
stranger
research,
move into your
sister?
house?
Jeff,
Gia,
One at a
totally
time.
fine.
One at a
research,
time.
girl.
Exactly. Thank you. One at a time.
One at a time. But Gia, honestly, and this is just straight up one at a time we can all speak, right? We're all
Yes.
adults. But
Yes.
the thing is, right? I got up here and I let him know the facts about Nick. So maybe Jeff was in a situation where he just felt bad for this guy and his heart thought before his head did. And he thought, I'm going to really help this guy. But he hasn't watched Nick for the past 2 years, like majority of us have. So
But
he
that's
needed
unfair,
some real.
though. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
That's
It is
unfair to put a
unfair.
human being on a bus, especially knowing that he's messed up in the head, especially being
but-
a Marine and being in law enforcement.
But,
why
Gia-
didn't you run his background?
Gia, would you let
Gia,
him
let me
on
ask
your
you a
couch?
question, girl.
And until you
Yeah.
let me in the box, you thought I was Nick, Jeff.
Gia,
I'm not. I'm a
I didn't
female
think
with
you
a
were Nick.
vagina. I'm a
Girl.
girl. I'm not Nick.
girl, here's the gag, sister. Here's the gag. Regardless of how this went down, okay? Regardless of how this went down, at the end of the day, Jeff's safety is number one, right?
Absolutely.
Jeff's safety is number one. And
Jeff's
it's his
safety
home.
is number one. I
Right.
agree with you. I agree
Yes.
with you on that. But I also think that paying for a person to get on the bus, he's halfway across the fucking country, and then leaving him stranded is not nice either.
Okay, Gia, but hear this out.
I'm trying to send him money. I feel bad.
Here's this.
You know what, though? Why don't you send all of Nick's victims money instead of Nick?
You know what?
Nick is on
Nick's
there.
You
on
know
your
something?
couch, though.
People are innocent until proven guilty. His charges were dropped.
Innocent.
If Jeff would do the kind courtesy of running his name and
If
finding
Nick
out what
can
his
go on
criminal
the
record
internet to
is,
find
Jeff would know that,
strangers-
and Jeff would see that.
No, Nick shouldn't be going on the internet to find strangers he don't know, Gia. Okay?
That's what he does
Nick
for a
shouldn't
living,
do.
hon.
Well,
That's
guess
what he does.
what?
He does
Then
TikTok.
then guess what, sweetheart? It's called It's on Nick. It's not on Jeff, and it's not on any other victim that Nick was after. It's on himself, sweetheart.
Jeff made a conscious decision to
And Jeff
tell
canceled
him
the
that
decision
he can come
because
live in
he
his
can
home
cancel the
and
decision.
sent him a freaking bus ticket and
But
put
listen.
this human being that's homeless on the bus.
Nick,
Isn't Jeff's
Nick,
And
fault that
then
he's
changed
homeless?
his mind how many hours later?
No,
but listen,
girl.
Nick made the listen to this. Nick made the conscious decision to get on that bus knowing that chat and Reddit and everyone else that knows about him would definitely let Jeff know the truth while he was on that bus streaming, while Jeff went live. Nick knew that a thousand of us would be everywhere letting people know the truth about
Because
Nick.
that's what you guys do.
And that's
I'm not
Jeff's
saying that
fault.
Nick is
Save
innocent
people.
in anything, okay? He
The
has a lot
platform
of
protects
issues,
people,
but
Gia.
you guys embellish
platform protects
what
people.
he's done. You
You
guys
call them
embellish
trolls.
what he's done.
I call them protectors.
Thank
They're
you.
protectors.
Okay, protectors,
Yeah.
whatever you want to label them as.
Right?
Yeah, At
You
the
don't
end of
want-
the day, we're
you
all
don't
human,
consider
and
yourself
that's
a troll?
wrong.
But
Okay,
it's
Gia,
hard.
put it this way. Say it's
He
you.
keeps it on
Say
sub
it's
so that he
you
can
for a
control
sec.
the hate. Look at this.
But listen.
hate.
No, we don't need. This is not Nick's live. We don't need to control the hate because people have legitimate opinions. But just pretend it's you. Pretend that you got on.
Sub.
Pretend Nick
Because
went
you're
on
telling
sub.
people.
Listen,
you're telling
Nick goes-
Jeff that he
Listen.
keeps his stuff on sub only,
And
so that
this is
people
not
can't talk.
Jeff's
Exactly.
Do you
fault.
know
It's
why
not
Nick
allowing
is
him
on
in his
sub
home.
only? Do you know why Nick is on sub only?
To
Nick
make
is on
money,
sub
'cause that's
only
what TikTok
because
is
he's a
doing.
narcissist that can't handle the truth
No,
about himself.
honey, that's
Gia.
not
No,
what
it
makes
is,
TikTok.
darling.
It
TikTok.
sounds
is.
like
No.
you are love struck, sister. It
No,
sounds like you
I
are
am
love
not.
struck.
I'm happily
It sounds like
married
you
with
like
2
what
children.
you see,
Give
sis.
me a break.
And you know what, girl? Go off. You get your man, girl. Get your man. Get your man on your couch. Get your man,
I don't
honey.
have a man.
Because,
I have a
girl,
partner.
that's your man, sis.
I
That's
have
your
a
man.
partner.
Get your man, girl. Get
Okay,
your man.
so let
And
me
what
ask
you
you
not
this.
gonna do, sis?
I don't
What
have
you
a
not
man.
gonna do is you not gonna bash on someone who made the conscious decision what's best for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not
So,
that
Guess
Gia,
what,
on
sis?
him.
Why don't you
I
take
asked
yourself?
him a question
Why don't
and
you
won't
take
let him
yourself out this
answer.
box? Because ain't nobody
I asked him
agree
a
with
question.
you, girl.
Jeff,
And
I
listen,
asked you a question.
he don't have to
and you
answer
didn't
your
answer.
question.
I'm still
sis.
waiting. Do you want to shut up and be an adult?
Here's my question for you, Gia. Say if you were Jeff. Say if that you had a moment of I want to help somebody and I want to be the bigger person and help somebody today, and that you had someone on the way to your house that you didn't know too much about, but in that moment you thought I'm going to help someone. Wouldn't you appreciate if people came up to let you know the absolute truth about what you were headed for and who was about to show up at your
Absolutely.
house? So that's what happened
Absolutely.
here.
And to
But
sleep
what
in
I'm
your
telling
home.
you is I would never do that. He's a Marine and he's not a police officer as far as he's saying.
That
Okay?
is so disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. It's an honest
It
freaking
is.
question. Why wouldn't you run his name? Why
Because
wouldn't
he
you
didn't
run
go on his
background?
computer and run his name.
Yes,
But-
he's Jeff, tell them.
All right, just
do that.
all right. Well, just give me 1 second.
I've
here.
dated an officer
So-
before.
Let Jeff talk.
You're able to
It
do that.
is criminal in the United States for me to take a name and run it through the national.
It's
database.
criminal, but you can do it. It can be done. You're not going
Oh, I
to just
can
let
do
some
it,
strange guy
definitely.
that
But
is
all those-
showing you he's not all
those
there.
Backgrounds are true.
You can clearly see that Nick is not all there. Okay.
And you're just proving
No,
our
and I
point,
could see
Gia.
he's not.
Exactly.
You
You're
put him
proving
in
our
That's
point,
why
his
Gia.
house and put him on
I
the bus and
prepared
send him
him
across the
for
country.
the
You're
worst
proving
case
our point,
scenario.
girl.
I'm not proving nothing.
You are
My
proving the
point
point.
is,
Gia,
Why would he
you
put
put an
someone on his
unstable person
couch
on a
when
bus
you're
that's
saying that he's
homeless,
not
and
all
now he's
there,
stranded.
Gia? Girl, listen
so
to
here's a
yourself,
question,
sweetie.
Gia.
He's
As
not
another
homeless.
woman,
People like
as
you
a woman,
continue to pay for his hotel room.
yes. And as a woman, Gia, are
That
you
would have been
sitting up
better.
here supporting someone that is absolutely someone that commits domestic violence? If you've watched Nick, you see what he treats Mariah like, and I'm not saying that
Verbal
she's
abuse.
innocent. But if you watch him, you see what he's like. So as a woman, are you sitting up here defending someone
You're
like Nick?
misunderstanding what my point is. I am not defending what he does. I don't agree with what he does. Like I just stated, he's clearly not okay. He
Hey,
has
Gia, I have an
mental and
idea,
drug
girl.
issues, okay? And other issues. What I'm defending is, and what I feel bad for is that he's homeless. He was put on the bus, sent across the frickin' country, and now he's stranded. That's what I think is wrong. You
Well,
don't
just
do
so you
people
know,
like that.
he was only going to Washington D.C., so he could have easily
Okay,
got
but
transferred.
Jeff, even if he was going an hour
Hold
away,
on, let
he
me
doesn't have
speak,
money to get
Gia.
back.
You've had enough time to speak. Hold on.
Right? Because you don't like what I have to say.
No, I spoke at all? Hello, I've had like 10 seconds in this whole
Okay, but
thing.
I wasn't done making
But
my
the bottom
point.
line is,
Because everyone
Gia,
thinks I'm defending him, and
this
I'm not.
guy is already trying to turn this over on me, saying that his latest post is saying that he if he's able to get a transfer, he's going to go see his mother because he doesn't want to live with a strange man. So he's already trying to turn this back on me already, which people warned me about. Thank you.
But that's see, here we go. That's his immature way of dealing with being rejected.
Gia, we need to rent
And
your
so,
background, girl, because you sound
is
crazy
it-
as crazy,
Crazy.
sister. We need to rent
Crazy,
your
crazy.
background. You sound crazy.
So, and is it, Gia, is it better for, even though that Nick is on a bus and whatnot, and I was watching Nick when he went live, he's found somewhere else to stay. He came in this chat, let everybody know also that he's found somewhere else to stay. So Nick is not stranded. And the thing is, he didn't have a second thought when he left his girlfriend stranded today in a hotel.
Have you
while
been
she was
watching
trying
his
on-
lives?
Absolutely.
She did not want to work or anything. She's just as much to blame as he is. They're both scamming everyone. That's what they do.
So you want to
Absolutely.
So you're just
That's what
calling
they
her
do.
Okay, so
Make it
I'm
make sense,
confused.
Gia.
You're
Make it make
confused.
sense.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Make it
That's
make
what they
sense,
do.
Gia.
They're drug addicts. They're homeless.
ding, ding.
They're not
Gia,
all there.
we
You don't do that
know.
to people.
Ding ding, and you
We
would let them stay on your
know.
couch.
Gia for the win.
We know,
Gia,
Gia,
you're
thank
supporting
you.
wouldn't come
their
here.
habits, girl. You're supporting their habits.
You're sending him
You
money,
are
and you
enabler.
just said that you sent him money. You sent
I
him
said
money
I'm
knowing
going to
he's a
try
drug
to
addict.
send him money. But if
Yeah, and
you're
you know
trying to
that
tell me
he's-
that he has
gonna
a
go
ride
for
know
or
that
he
he's
has
a
a way
drug
back
addict.
to somebody, then I won't.
Guess what? You know he's a drug addict. When you send a drug addict money, guess what they're using it on? It
Hello?
ain't toothbrushes and toothpaste. Let me tell you that. It ain't.
I hear you, babe.
Yeah, I know it's not toothpaste and toothbrushes. I understand
But you sending
that.
the money, girl. But you sending the money.
My whole point with me commenting on this live was I just didn't think it was nice to put a homeless person, drug addicted, abusive, an asshole, or whatever he is, on a bus and then just halfway there or however long far away he
Gia,
is, he
you
can't
know
come
what's
back. I think that's a shit
disrespectful?
thing to do to somebody.
You know what's
Sorry.
disrespectful is taking someone who has a kind heart like Jeff and sending money
my God,
and
Legion,
trying
I
to
almost
offer
died.
a home to somebody and
Yeah.
realizing that they shouldn't be in their home.
Yeah. And we just saved Jeff from a lot of, sorry, I got flagged. We just saved Jeff from a lot of trauma that he would go through by having Nick
Jeff
at
is
his
not
house,
stupid.
Just because he was
Let
trying to be a
alone-
good person.
let alone the police showing up and him having false
Jeff
accusations
is the
against him.
police.
Like Nick
Jeff
is
is not stupid. Jeff is not stupid. Jeff laid out the rules.
No,
for
Jeff
Nick.
is smart.
Okay, exactly.
So what do you
only
mean?
thing that I thought was wrong with this whole situation was the halfway there stranding the guy. I think that's like a little bit wrong.
And Gia, that was never his intentions, right? His intentions were never to strand the guy. His
No,
intentions
but people
were
got
pure.
into his head the same way
No,
people
no,
were
no.
saying that I
People
was
didn't
Nick.
get into his head. People showed him the light. Because do you want to see Jeff on the first 48 hours? I don't.
I don't
Oh,
either.
he's not
I
gonna
don't.
do
Well,
that.
can I say something? Can I say
Oh my
something?
God.
Can I say something, please? Please,
Yeah.
please. All right. Now this is for everyone. Now I'm gonna be with Jeff on this because number one, I know what it's like to have people around that's an addict or were addicts or that died from addiction. And Jeff's doing the right thing by pushing them away. Now, Gia, if you cared so much about this individual, why didn't you open your door? You're talking all this BS in regards
I
to
have.
his
I'm in
addiction
Canada.
and
He
all
won't
this
come
other
here.
BS,
Let her
but you did
talk.
not sit there and say, come to my house. But
I
you're sitting
told
there
him
still
you can
putting,
come to
wait,
my house,
let me
but I'm in
finish talking.
Canada, and he
Let
won't
me
come
finish
here.
talking, chick.
Get
Let
him a
me
hotel,
finish talking,
sis.
chick.
Get him a hotel, sis. Get him a
Let me
hotel.
finish talking
Shut him
here,
up, girl.
girlfriend. Let me finish talking here, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you this right the fuck right now. You need to shut your trap up because you sound like an idiot because you're sitting there putting his ass down, talking all this BS about this Nick guy, but yet you want Jeff to put him in his home? Are you dumb?
I never
Are you
said to
fucking
put him in
dumb?
his home, you
Preach.
stupid bitch. Watch how you talk.
Ew. Ew.
That's
Watch
number
your
one.
mouth,
Gia.
Watch how
You
you talk to me because I
nasty.
haven't
Jeff, you're
called you
amazing. I
one
hope
name.
you hear
Gia,
me.
watch your mouth. You
I
nasty.
haven't
you're
called you one name.
amazing.
Listen,
Have
it's
I?
very
I haven't
obvious.
said you a
Gia.
name.
It's very obvious that you're a Nick
Ooh.
fan, that you
Right.
are a Nick fan.
I'm
Your
a human
behavior,
She's the
being fan.
your
enabler. She's an
behavior
I'm a
enabler.
speaks
human
Nick.
being fan. You
Gia,
don't
why
You're
don't you
not.
just
somebody on
close
the bus
yourself
and
out the
then
box
halfway
because,
there decide you're
girl,
not going to let
you
them come.
lost
That's a
it.
shit thing to do.
Gia, you need a 5150, honey. And if you don't know what that is, that's a padded room. That's what you need.
Good.
That's
Let
Okay.
Nick
You've
go
been
to
there
Washington,
before with your
5150
mother.
Gia.
Shut the fuck
Summer,
up.
girl,
Let Nick
I'm
go
an
to
AZ.
Washington,
We're about to get drinks
D.C. Let him
tomorrow.
get
Girl,
picked up
yes,
by whomever
yes.
the hell he wants because he's
5150
basically
Gia.
prostituting his ass out there, okay?
Hello.
He
Say
told
it.
Jeff that's what he
Say
does,
it.
and he's going to need a room to do
Say
it, and
it.
Jeff was okay with
Gia.
it.
He did
But
not
listen.
tell me that.
He told you that he masturbates on live and
Ew,
sends it to
Gia, why are
people.
you
We
so
were watching, Jeff.
graphical?
Have you
Gia,
lost your
he's-
We were
mind?
watching, Jeff.
Only Gia
Stop
would know because
drinking, Jeff.
she's probably
Because you know
watching
what?
him
The
do
beer's
it.
getting to you.
You
That's
know,
exactly what's
Gia,
happening.
Nasty mouth,
I
girl.
think
He
the
told
summary.
you that when you guys went live on FaceTime, and he was
Gia.
live. We were
How do
watching
you know
your
so much,
interaction.
Gia, are you
Okay.
related to him?
And that
girl?
he sells his
You're
freaking
related.
movies or whatever
Are you
for
an aunt?
$60.
Are you a
Remember
sister?
Sabrina, I
that?
see you, girl.
Gia, I think
Remember
the
that,
bottom line
Oh,
is,
Lord.
Gia,
I see you
the
too.
bottom
Yeah.
line
You,
is,
babe.
if you are this upset, if you're this upset that Jeff got told the absolute truth, then you need to go support Nick, get him a hotel for the night, and
Say
let
it.
him cry on your shoulder
Say it.
because
I'm not
Jeff
upset that
is not
Jeff got
happy
told
at
the
his
truth.
house.
All
Say it.
I stated in the chat, and I got jumped on for it, and that's why I'm in the
No.
box.
We spoke facts, Gia. We
is
spoke facts.
I'm not even speaking to you, sweetheart.
I don't care who you're speaking to,
So,
sweetheart, because
go
you're
to
going to
your
speak to
padded
me
room with
today,
your mommy,
Gia.
'cause you have
You're
daddy
going to speak
issues.
today, sis.
You obviously have daddy issues, okay?
And you
Don't-
have
don't
Nick
address
I
issues.
think
You
you're
know
the
what?
one that's
And
got
so do
daddy
I,
issues.
Gia, and you have
I
no
love
right
daddy
to call that
issues,
shit
Gia.
out.
Yeah,
But
you do.
Yes.
You do.
you're an
Yes,
amazing
Gia.
person. I hope you hear me.
You do.
You're still doing
'Cause
great,
you're all
Jeff.
missing the
You did the
fucking
right
point.
decision.
Yes,
Yes,
Gia.
Okay,
The
Gia,
1000% great
Gia,
decision.
Gia,
you
no,
have a
but
lot to do.
Jeff, you're an
You bring an
amazing
addict
person. I hope
Invite
you
a
hear me.
mentally unstable, drug addicted person to your home, buy him a bus ticket, and then halfway through,
Gia, we
decide you're
heard
not
this
gonna
already.
frickin' let
We
him
heard
come.
it.
If your
We heard
decision
it.
is to let
We
him,
heard
let
it,
him,
You're a
Gia.
bitch.
for him not to go to your home, the
Oh
decent
my
thing
God,
is to send
Me
him
here we
and
back.
Summer are about to have go brunch and lunch
Right.
and dine
Gia,
and wine,
Gia.
dude,
That's
tomorrow.
the thing to do is send him
Gia,
back
we're
home.
over it. We're over
But
it.
you know
You're
what?
talking.
Babe, I'm
You
in
said
Arizona.
it. Gia, bye,
Gia, for
girl.
Nick,
Bye,
for
sis.
Nick, all I got to say about Nick is karma's a bitch for what
Yes.
he's done on this app and to everybody.
Oh, most
And he got
definitely.
a taste. He got a
I'm not
taste of his
disagreeing
karma
with
tonight.
that. I'm not disagreeing with that. Do you see what I'm saying? I am not disagreeing with that.
Gia, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Why? What does my age have to do with that?
I'm just asking.
Play.
I could be 20, I could be 50. What does my age have to do with anything?
I'm just
I'm
asking
ignorant.
because I'm working a 9 to
Sounds more
5.
like 50 to me.
I'm working a 9 to 5.
My opinion is still going to be the same.
Oh,
It's not your opinion. I was just asking.
Gia, girl.
I was just asking, babe.
Right, sis. Just answer the question.
Like,
right?
I was just asking because I worked my ass
So I
off.
get a violation
in my
warning.
20s, so.
Whatever. Whatever.
What do you
It's
mean?
just wrong. You don't like, you know, you're
Okay, Gia.
You're
Okay,
not.
we
Gia.
heard
Kick
it.
her
You
out.
have
Kick
a good
her
heart
out.
on
Kick
your
her out.
shoulders.
She's gonna
Gia.
Why
violate
would you
everybody.
Bye,
invite a
Gia.
drug-addicted
She's gonna
and
violate
unstable
everybody.
person
Bye,
into your
Gia.
home?
Sorry,
Bye,
Why would you do
girl.
that?
Bye, girl.
And then halfway through,
Block her. Block
Bye,
her.
oh, you're not coming.
Bye, Gia. You go get your own money to him. Bye, girl.
Jeff,
Gia. Oh,
you're an
amen.
amazing
She's
person. I
muted.
hope you know that. I
Oh,
hope you hear
God.
me.
Well,
Thank
ladies,
you.
let's
All right,
clap
she's
around here.
gone.
She's gone.